Bitcoin and cryptos like Ethereum get all the attention from mainstream media, but the real money is flowing into XRP and HBAR. Here's what no one is telling you: how XRP and HBAR are going to win in this bull run, why Ethereum is losing developers fast, the multi-trillion-dollar potential of tokenization, and to finish off, we'll look at why institutions are quietly accumulating XRP and HBAR. But to start the video, I'm going to use my 8 years of crypto experience to be a calming influence, because let's face it, Q1 2025 has been rubbish, but I'm here to tell you it's going to be okay. The crypto market is going to fly. The sentiment so far in 2025 has been awful, and it's felt to me like January 2022, and that was bad. Now, before I tell you why crypto will fly this year and maybe into 2026, I want to start with some of the ways you can make sure you do win as a crypto investor. You might have heard these before, so I'll rattle through. Don't use leverage. Only invest what you can afford to lose. My conviction is that high, I would sell all my rental properties and put it all into crypto, but that's even too high risk for me. And I believe in diversification. Focus on education, like how to buy crypto, how to store it, what to buy and why, how to sell, and if you feel you need a bit of help and support with crypto, you can join my crypto community. The link can be found below. Now, if you want to really win in crypto, don't just FOMO into a bull market and expect to be a millionaire in a few weeks. You need to think longer term, like learning the 4-year cycle, fully understanding it and investing accordingly. If you want to know how I've approached crypto over the last 4 years, see below for a recently published video. Despite the market panic, big things are happening behind the scenes. President Trump signed an executive order to establish a digital Fort Knox, a US strategic Bitcoin reserve. The reserve will start with about 200,000 Bitcoin acquired through legal seizures and aims to strengthen the US position in global digital assets. China is reportedly considering a similar initiative, which will drive massive institutional demand for Bitcoin in the long run. You've got the approval of the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs last year. The new SEC is much more crypto friendly. There are loads and loads of positives, but when you really look into it, it's all about global liquidity. Now, I shared a chart in my crypto community showing that the M2 global liquidity has increased significantly over the last few weeks. If you want to know how this all ties into the price of Bitcoin and crypto, ask below in the comments. So now we're up to speed with the market as a whole. Let's move on to the main part of this video. XRP and HBAR, what they have in common and why it matters. So, why are HBAR and XRP being mentioned together? What do they have in common? You've got to understand who's adopting the technology, and it's all linked to standard ISO 20022. And if you're not quite sure what it is, see below for a recent video. A recent urgent update video that goes into this standard in great detail. These two are not just crypto projects, they are financial networks used by huge companies and institutions. Unlike most cryptos, these projects work with regulators, not against them, and this ties into the standard ISO 20022. I really wish there wasn't 5 digits in this standard. It's a real struggle getting them 5 letters out when I'm trying to read off a teleprompter. Anyway, scalability and speed. Let's compare to Ethereum, which struggles with fees and congestion. HBAR and XRP don't have this problem. XRP is the cross-border payment solution backed by Ripple, partnering with hundreds of banks and financial institutions. HBAR's role, a carbon negative, ultra-scalable network built for tokenization and enterprise use cases. Big names are already using these technologies, like the fact that HBAR's council includes Google, IBM, Boeing, huge companies, and XRP is integrated with global banking networks. This is real-world adoption at the highest level. I have about 10 positions in crypto altogether because, like I said, I am a big believer in diversification. As an investor, XRP and HBAR are fast becoming 2 of my biggest positions because of all the info I'm going to cover in today's video. Why Ethereum is losing developers. For years, Ethereum was the dominant smart contract platform, but things seem to be changing from my research, like how something shocking happened at Ethereum Denver 2024. Developers have openly admitted Ethereum is outdated. The network is slow and expensive. Looking at DeFi Llama, developers seem to be leaving Ethereum. Just look at the fact that Eric Connor, one of their top developers, has left Ethereum. So, where are they going? Solana, some, but concerns over centralization and VC dominance are being talked about with Solana. What about HBAR and XRP? Well, these projects seem to be getting a massive influx of developers and builders. Developers follow innovation. The fact that they are moving to XRP and HBAR speaks volumes. Now, just to give you my opinion on Ethereum, I've invested into it since 2021, but it's lost my attention and focus. I might be wrong, but I feel Ethereum is outdated, and all of the modifications that have been happening over the last few years are just papering over the cracks. This, by the way, is just my humble opinion. Let me know your opinion on Ethereum below in the comments. Institutional money is flooding in. The XRP and HBAR ETFs are potentially coming. Want to know where the real money is going to be coming in from? Well, you need to be looking at the big boys, the big institutions like BlackRock, who manage huge amounts of money, huge. And that amount, according to the Financial Times, is over $11 trillion at the time of writing the script for this video. There are 9 companies that have filed for an XRP ETF. This is huge. HBAR, you're talking 2 ETFs, not as much demand for HBAR ETFs, but still a huge positive. This is part of the reason why I'm bullish on HBAR, but I'm really bullish about XRP, especially now the SEC has dropped its Ripple lawsuit. This is not retail hype, this is institutional demand. Institutions are positioning themselves because they know what's coming. Just follow the money. This isn't just about XRP and HBAR pumping, it's about becoming the new financial infrastructure. I don't know how exactly, but this all ties into the ISO 20022 standard I mentioned earlier. Now, before I forget, nothing in this video contains financial advice. As always, I'm just trying to help you with my 8 years experience as a crypto investor. Tokenization is a multi-trillion-dollar market, and XRP and HBAR are massively involved. The world is moving towards tokenizing assets like stocks, properties, bonds, everything. Tokenization is projected to be a multi-trillion market. Guess which networks are at the center of this revolution? HBAR and XRP. Both networks are already facilitating tokenized assets on-chain, including money market funds, institutional finance products, CBDCs, and national digital currencies. The thought of CBDCs, by the way, scares me, but that's another topic. Let me know if you think I should do a little video all about the dangers of CBDCs below. Ethereum has already proven it's not scalable enough for this. XRP and HBAR are built for mass adoption at the institutional level. This is what I'm starting to learn and understand the more I look into these 2 awesome cryptos. I used to be all about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe 1 or 2 others. They are still important, but the more I'm looking into ISO 20022, I feel I need more exposure to cryptos like XRP, HBAR, maybe XLM. Summary. So, here's the big question. Will you be ahead of the curve or left behind? The future of crypto isn't just hype. It's all about real-world adoption. XRP and HBAR are leading that future. I'm in the sick of meme coins camp. I want to see real utility. Drop a comment below. Do you think XRP and HBAR can outperform Ethereum this year? Let me know below. By the way, I'm not against Ethereum. I'm just saying it as I see it. In fact, I'm not emotionally tied to any crypto. 2025 is all about profit taking for me personally. But how do you take profits without getting wrecked by them emotions like greed? Well, if you look below in the description, I'll leave a video that goes into taking profits in great detail. Anyway, hit the like button if this was valuable, subscribe, all the good stuff, and thanks for watching.